Hey there guys, Tom here. Welcome back to my movie channel and thank you very much for joining me for this, my review of the brand new M. Night Shyamalan movie, Glass. But before we get into today's review, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so that you never miss out on my take on all things movies. Have you seen Glass or are you looking forward to seeing Glass? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down in the comments section below and let's carry on this discussion. Now this is a non-spoiler review. I promise you are safe from spoilers in this video. I'm just going to talk vaguely about Glass and avoid any major plot details about the movie. So you should all know by now that Glass is the third installment now in a trilogy. We had Unbreakable in 2000 and then we had Split a couple of years ago, which no one knew was a sequel to Unbreakable, but it was, and now we have Glass that brings Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, and James McAvoy characters all together. So let's start off with the things that I actually really enjoyed about Glass, and then we'll get into some of the not so good things about this film. The first, 20 minutes of this film is awesome. The first 20 minutes of the film is awesome. It basically establishes where Bruce Willis's character is 19 years later after the end of Unbreakable, and I really enjoyed the first 20 minutes or so. It's an awesome beginning to a movie that I feel has way more potential than it demonstrated. Another thing I really enjoyed about this movie, as always, is James McAvoy as the Horde. You know, in this movie, there are way more personalities in his head. There are some new ones that weren't explored in Split, and they are awesome. The Beast, of course, is terrifying. And James McAvoy just fully commits to this role. I love how committed he is to this character or all these personalities. Like, if he really didn't commit as much as he did to this role, it wouldn't be as good and it wouldn't work as well as it does. However, I do feel like they went a bit over the top with the Beast in this film, just as far as his beast nature, like some of the noises he makes and some of the things that he does. It just kind of feels a bit over the top as to what he was in Split, but that's a very minor criticism. Unfortunately, as far as positives go, that's about it with Glass. This movie was a movie that really disappointed me. And Glass really is a movie that is gonna be very divisive and very polarizing. Now, the movie is called Glass, of course, referring to Mr. Glass, or Elijah Samuel L. Jackson's character. And of course, you know, you have James McAvoy and you have Bruce Willis. And as I was saying with the Bruce Willis character, we catch up with him 19 years later. We see where he is in his life. Unfortunately, as good as the first 20 minutes was, this character of David Dunn just gets completely sidelined throughout the rest of the movie. He's completely sidelined. He has no sense of a character arc in the film. He really is just there to take on the Beast, and you've seen a little bit of that battle in the trailers. This is a film that feels like it was more of the Horde movie with special guest appearances by Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, the movie is called Glass, and it should be about that character. You know, Unbreakable was really David Dunn's origin story. Split was about the Kevin Wendell Crumb character and the Horde. And this should be Samuel L. Jackson's movie. He should be front and center in this film, and he's really not. James McAvoy is front and center in this film, which, as great as James McAvoy is, you called the movie Glass. We expected to see Samuel L. Jackson's character be front and center, and unfortunately, he really isn't, and he kind of gets sidelined like Bruce Willis does in this film, in favor of the James McAvoy character. Okay, let's talk about Sarah Paulson's Dr. Ellie Staple. This character is a walking exposition machine. All she does in the movie is talk. That's all she does. This movie is very talky. It's extremely dialogue heavy. There is a lot of talking in this film. And after a while, I really just wanted her character to shut up and go away. There's a lot of dialogue that is repeated over and over again throughout the movie that really wasn't that necessary by Sarah Paulson's character. And that's one of the reasons that despite a reasonable runtime on this film, it feels a lot longer than it actually is, because it just gets so boring with all the talking and all the exposition that happens. Now, that's not to say that all of that exposition wasn't necessary. Some of it was, but a lot of it really wasn't, and a lot of it you could have gotten away with showing it rather than saying it. Now, Glass is a film that is largely dependent on what you were going in expecting to see. For me, this movie doesn't accurately represent what we were promised with the trailers and with all the marketing material that was done for this film. And the ending, especially, of this film just doesn't feel earned. And that's probably the biggest most baffling thing about this film, of all the choices that they could have made with the ending of this film, I am surprised and confused as to why they chose the one that they did. I think my friend summed it up best as we were walking out of the film. She said, "It's not a movie that justifies its own existence," and I have to agree with her 100%. This movie was a real letdown for me. I was so excited to see this movie. It was on my most anticipated list of 2019. And this movie just let me down. Again, it's not total garbage, and I will say that if you were interested in seeing Glass, go and see it, because, again, this movie is going to be extremely divisive. You might love it, you might hate it, but if you're excited for it, go and check it out. So that will do it for this review, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies. My name is Tom, and I will see you guys next time.